What? What? Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Switchblade TV. Johnny Switchblade here once again. And today we're going to be talking about Terra, Luna, and the possible scam. So stay tuned. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Switchblade TV. Johnny Switchblade here once again. And today we're going to be talking about Terra Luna and the possible scam that it was planned. So, let's get right into it, guys. So, I actually came across this article this morning, or last night actually, and it talks about how the Terra plot thickens. It's pretty crazy. It's really crazy what happened with Terra Luna, guys. Like, a lot of people are saying that, there was an attack on it, and big corporations or the big institutions are attacking crypto and all this stuff. But this article, mentions that Daquan, the owner of Terra, he dissolved his businesses before any of this happened. And if you guys know anything about business, this is very substantial. This is very crazy because in America, when you dissolve a business, you have to pay back any type of debts or anything that you owe. You can't just dissolve a business and be done with it. You dissolve a business, you liquidate all your assets that you do have, and you pay off all your debts, and then you can dissolve the business. I don't know how it's done in South Korea, but this is how it's done in America. And the government doesn't let you dissolve your business if you have a bunch of debt. So what the article says here is that Terraform's labs in Busan was dissolved on April 30th and liquidated on May 4th. The Seoul branch, sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, was dissolved on April 30th and liquidated on May 6th. So, it's basically saying that Daquan, the developer, he kind of knew that this was going to happen. He knew beforehand, and, he prepared for it and dissolved his businesses so that when this crash did happen, he wasn't going to be $2 billion in debt. $2 billion. Whew. So, I've seen this a lot. I've seen this a lot in crypto where, we have this really big problem of greed. We have this really big problem of greed that happens with developers. Because, a lot of these developers that get into crypto, they don't really have much. Most of the time they're just working their 9 to 5 or whatever. Or a lot of these people, they're from other countries and they're, developing and stuff. And, their 9 to 5, doesn't pay like the 9 to 5 here in the US. So, most of these developers are just scraping by. So, getting into a crypto project and, seeing millions of dollars flow through your project, there's a lot of temptation behind that. There's a lot. Coming from nothing and then all of a sudden seeing millions and millions of dollars flow through your project and you have access to all that, the temptation is just out of control. And sadly, some of these developers that are in these projects, the temptation is too much for them and they crack and then they rug. You see it all the time with these rugs. One of these projects that I was promoting towards the beginning, Do Your Own Research, they were a solid project. They were helping people, do their own research, and they were helping check out projects to make sure, that they weren't scams and stuff. And one of the main developers, he ended up, seeing all the liquidity flow through his project, and you know, he rugged. He started liquidating all the liquidity and stuff, and when the other project team members found out, they cut him from the project, and they tried everything they could do to, to save the project. But once you lose trust, it's really, really hard. It's really hard to bring that back. It's really hard to reestablish your community unless it's really, really strong and they understand. But, in Terra's case, they do have a really strong community, but, a lot of that community lost everything. I actually saw on Twitter this one guy, you know, he had just bought in $1.9 million, and a week later, after the crash, it was only worth like $3,000. That's hard. That is a hard loss, guys. That is insane. You know, that's why it's so important that we tell you guys to do your own research and not just to, jump all in into one project, because, if that project goes south, you do lose everything. And, my heart really goes out to everybody that did lose everything. You know, that's tough. That is tough. And, all I can say is that, you know, don't give up. Don't give up. Material things, although, they're very important. Having a roof over your head is very important. Having money in the bank so you can pay all your bills is very important. But, you know, it's not more important than your life. It's not. Nothing is more important than your life. People care about you. People love you. You know, people would be devastated without you. And, just take heed in the fact that, we can rebuild. It's going to be hard, but you can rebuild. Don't, if you're feeling, down and depressed because of all this, call somebody. Call somebody, talk to somebody, comment down below. I'm here. I'll talk to you guys. But you're not alone in this. You're not. A lot of people lost a lot, and ultimately we're all in this together, guys. We're all in this together, and we got to be here for each other, because you know that's why in the world of finance, things are so regulated. Things are so regulated because these people are so involved in everybody's wealth that they can just destroy it in an instant. And I know you guys don't really care for regulation because this is the whole DeFi space, but sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it's necessary to have regulation so that these developers and stuff are held accountable. Because ultimately that's what regulation is. It's just accountability. It's accountability for us, because ultimately, it's the retail investor that's getting screwed. It's not the big corporations, it's not the big banks, it's not those people, because they all get bailed out. The retail investors are the only ones that get screwed over, and without regulation, there's nobody there to protect us. And things like this happen to where people, they get so devastated that they feel like this is it, and that's it for them. But it's not, guys. It's really not. you know Talk to somebody, like I said. Reach out to somebody. If you're feeling depressed, call somebody, talk to somebody, because this is not the end. It's not. You can rebuild. You can rebuild and start over. Yes, it's gonna suck, and yes, it's a lot of hard work, but it's possible, guys. People, entrepreneurs from all everywhere, from ages ago, they can lose everything and rebuild, and people don't understand. They don't really grasp this concept, but it's possible. Everything you learned throughout these years in crypto, it's still yours. That knowledge is still yours. You can still use it despite having to rebuild. So, that's really all I can say, guys. My heart goes out to you guys that lost basically everything, and those of you that lost very little, my heart goes out to you equally. So, you know, sad. It's very sad, but like I said, there's hope. There's hope. Keep the faith. Life does go on. So that's actually gonna do it for today, guys. Go ahead and like, subscribe, comment down below, do all those things that the YouTubers tell you to do, and most importantly, reach out, talk to somebody. Peace.